Yes! Joining me right now, one of the funniest guys on the planet and a very good neighbor back in Los Angeles, Alonzo Bodden. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We were saying in the warm-up that we're seeing each other about as often as we did when we lived in the same complex.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. We both lived in Studio City at a nice little complex called Studio Village. Are you still there? No, you left.
No, I still have my place there, but I rent it out. I've moved on. I'm over in Woodland Hills now.
Oh, okay. Me and you go way back, dude. We started, I met you doing college gigs. Mm-hmm. We had the same agent for a little while, a guy named Joey Edmonds.
Yeah, Joey was the man when it came to colleges.
Yes.
Yeah, Joey was big time in college biz.
So I remember doing colleges with you, at least a showcase.
Yeah.
And I remember us standing in a booth. This was the part that we both hated the most. God, it's so humiliating. You go on stage, you do 20 minutes in front of a bunch of 18, 19-year-old kids who are there representing their school. And then you go to this big exhibit hall and you stand behind a table and these kids come over with a sheet and they look at you like, I don't know. You were kind of funny. I don't know about him. Maybe him. And you just got to stand there and take it.
Yeah, and the booths were funny because some of the booths literally had bowls of candy and snacks, etc., just to attract people to the booth. It was, that was...
I think that's where I met you, was at a booth with Joey. Mm-hmm. I'd just gotten with Joey. I was with some other agency for a minute. I just got with Joey, and I'd heard about you, and I hadn't met you. And I'm standing next to this very tall guy, and I look up, and I'm like, hey, man, this is I was excited because it was like a new chapter in my life. Here come the college money. And I go, this is fun, huh? And I remember, I'll never forget what you said. You just looked down at me like, I hate this shit.
Because you know, and you grew to hate that shit.
No, you were 100% right. I was a young buck. I was a rookie. I didn't know the hate for it yet. But yeah, that was crazy.
And to your listeners, when we say we hate it, we don't hate it, but it's like any job has good parts and bad parts, right? Yeah. And the best part of our job is being on stage, and people don't realize some of the stuff you have to do. So they're like, okay, just stand in this booth and smile, just like you said, at random 18, 19-year-olds as they judge you walking by.
It's so humiliating, but thank God back in the day that those existed, because that got me out of debt. I mean, I don't know what I would have done had the college market not been available to me. But then, we moved on, and then here I see you win Last Comic Standing? What season was this? 2?
That was season 3. I was runner-up on season 2 to Heffron, and then I won season 3.
That's right.
Yeah, we did that crazy back-to-back best of thing. Yeah.
Now, is this truth or is this rumor that for whatever reason, when you won, they never aired it?
They didn't. That is true. So what happened, we never know exactly what happened, right? Because it's network TV and it's a network decision. But what had happened was we shot the episode. We did the show, and we were waiting for them to vote. Like, how you do it on Tuesday and they vote Tuesday night and then you find out the reveal. So Wednesday, we're waiting to find out, and the word came out the show's been canceled, right? So we're like, well, who won? And they're like, well, no, they're not going to say because they might bring the show back. So Wednesday morning it's canceled, and we're on tour because we're still touring live from doing season 2. Then like Wednesday around lunchtime, they're like, no, they're going to do a show. Then Wednesday night, no, it's canceled. Then Thursday morning, Jay Moore was in Phoenix doing his publicity for whatever. And he says, I'm tired of them playing games. Alonzo Bodden won. Right. So I get this word from Jay London, who's on the end.
I love Jay London,
Yeah. Now I'm trying to confirm. I'm like, did I win? Because I heard Jay said, and they're like, we're not confirming anything. Meanwhile, we didn't know it. NBC was losing their minds. Like, that was when Jay got kicked off the show, and they were just so mad at him for revealing because they hadn't made a decision yet. So my question to them was, okay, hypothetically, if I won and there's no show, do I still get the money? And they were like, yes, you would still get the money. I said, we're good then.
Wow.
So, yeah, we ended up doing this little half hour. Like, The Secret was out, everybody knew. And we did this little half hour because Comedy Central used to rerun the show on weekends. So we did a half hour reveal show for Comedy Central. So I never got the big push as a winner.
Right.
But the other thing was back then, and I don't know where social media was when you won, but me and John Heffron, we walked away with thousands of MySpace friends.
Yes. Thousands of MySpace. Yes, it was MySpace was coming to an end, and Facebook was growing, I think, when I was on there. But so wait, so you so Heffron won season 2.
Yeah.
You runner up on that one. Then you won season 3.
Right.
And then you went on to be a judge.
And I was a judge on season 5.
Nice.
I did everything on that show except host it and sweep up the stage. Those were the only 2 jobs I didn't get.
Yeah. I wonder if they're ever going to bring that show back. It comes and goes, man. It's like this show that won't necessarily die all the time. And I think it's had a sort of an identity crisis. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. Are we looking for new talent? Are we just looking for the funniest people who want to enter? Is this a reality show? Are we getting street cred? Or are we just trying to appeal to everybody? I don't know. It's hit or miss, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what ruined the show. They kept changing the format. And the fans were like, well, what is this? Just like you said, are we watching? I don't think the mix of new comics and pros was necessary, because when they tried it with all new comics, again, this is what people don't realize. If you've only been doing comedy 2-3 years, you can't do a TV series. Like, you don't have enough material to do 5 TV spots. You find out that, this isn't as easy as I thought, and they wanted to give people the impression we had all walked in off the street.
Yes.
But yeah, we were pros. When I was a judge, I really got to, being on the other side of the table.
Right.
I really got to see it. And I'm going to tell you, this is how it would break down. You had like 10% had no business being there. Right. They were just, sideshow acts. They were, a porn star who wants to do comedy, or, we had a guy come in dressed as a Viking, whatever, right? Then you had about 70% were in that doing comedy 3, 4, 5 years, funny, not ready for TV. You had 10% like you, guys like you, who the audition was merely a formality. Right, right. They're a pro, they're funny, they're going on the show. Or you're up against the best. Like, there's none of that. I wonder if he can come back tonight and do 5 more minutes, right? But the hardest ones were the ones where, like, he's good enough, and she's good enough, and she's good enough. Now, which one of them do we pick? That's when it was hard, when you had multiple people kind of fill in the same, slot, and you had to pick one of them. But it was a good experience to be on the other side of the table and see how many people were doing the same thing. Like, one thing that was bugging me, we each had jokes that bothered us. The jokes that bothered me, nothing was going to get you kicked off in my mind quicker than being a woman say, yeah, a homeless guy was hitting on me last night. And I'm like, no, he wasn't. Stop it. Stop it. There's been 1,400 women with homeless guys hitting on them. I refuse to listen to this joke again.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Kathleen said she hated halfers. So you come out there, yeah, my dad's Puerto Rican and my mom's Chinese. And she's like, no, they're not.
Right. Right? If you want to watch the whole version, the entire episode, click on this little square right here. Or if you just want to subscribe and watch them later, click on that little bubble right there. And thank you.